Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Curiosity Rocks, and this video I'm showing you what I drew for OC-tober 2018. Now I didn't know about OC-tober until I saw a comment on somebody's Inktober video and saying they were doing OC-tober, so I checked on Twitter and it's drawing your original characters. Now I did find out after it started that there was a list of somebody had got a list of draw your OC doing this, draw your OC doing that, but I'd already started by then, and to be honest I don't tend to create OCs because a lot of people, they have OCs and then they have backstories and they have to give the OC all these different kinds of favourite things, and it's just so much, I just find that really difficult. So I usually enjoy doing fan art and like stuff like that, and so I don't tend to create OC characters with full backgrounds, but I thought I'd do it this month, have a go. And so these are, I don't know who they are really, they just, how I got them was that is quite passive and just said, right, I'm drawing like, and then these people flashed up in my head and decided they wanted to be drawn like this. So I don't really know who they are really. So day one is this person is a boy and he wears dungarees and he's got a sort of side shave and punky hairstyle. So here's day one. Now I might be showing you some of these out of order because I just picked different pages to draw them on. This sketchbook is a Dale Rowney sketchbook. I don't particularly recommend it because I don't recommend it for pencil, because the pencil tends to just come straight off the paper very easily. Like when you're drawing an eye and your hand's slightly on the mouth, you can accidentally erase the mouth just with the side of your hand. So this sketchbook paper isn't really good enough for pencil. But I did manage to do these. So on day two, this person, I think possibly some of these were like people, like emotions that I was feeling. And so this is like really annoyed person, possibly me, when I'm like really annoyed and tugging on the hair. So that's that one. So I'll just, and before this, yeah, before these pages is my doggies. So we'll just go through each page. So I hope you don't mind if it's out of order. So day three is this chap, and yeah, he just turned up in my head and he was scratching the table because he's feeling a bit tense, but he's also really shy. What else I did with OC-tober, I usually do use reference photos for body positions and anatomy, but I decided to challenge myself to just draw straight out of my head. So I didn't really use any reference other than perhaps looking at my own hand occasionally to check in, moving my arms just to figure out positions. So I challenged myself to just draw straight from my head and practice my anatomy without references. So there's this guy, and then this girl called Stacy. She just said she was Stacy in my head, and she's actually at a piece of glass and she's doing that thing where you put your face right on the glass and make a funny face. So that's Stacy. I don't really know what the names of the other people are. Day 5, this is Little B, and it is a baby just it's a baby that's always crying and it's dressed as a bee. So on this page is day 14 and it's if she's looking, I think she's looking at the royal wedding. So she's like looking at all the dresses and princess stuff. So she's looking at all princess stuff. This is day 6 and it just is flashed in my head of a guy, sort of stubbly guy, just doing a bow tie up. Oh, you can't see him. Sorry. Just remember to look at the screen while I'm showing you stuff. Could you see that one? That's little bit, and then the girl looking at princess stuff. Yeah. So this picture is just like, because I have a screen in my head where all the pictures appear in my head, and it's that inside out in my head, except like I'm one of the characters looking at the screen. That's what it's like most of the time. And there's like, it's like a cross between inside out and I guess I sort of guessed like, you know the little, because I mentioned the little green men from Fraggle Rock on my Twitter the other day, and it's sort of like they're like doing what my body needs to do, like making coffee or having a wash, and I just go away into Fantasyland, and then I'll come back out of Fantasyland and it's like, what just happened? What did we just do? It's like, oh, I don't remember doing that. So I tend to run away into Fantasyland in my head. So I don't know if that's anything to do with dissociative identity disorder, but I've always done that. I've always gone into my head and sort of floated away. Then, like, so I have a lot of things I don't remember. So I don't have any background for these. They're just the things that flashed into my head when I decided, because and I know they're like a bit sketchy and like not perfect, but I was doing Jode emojis and doggos, and then when I got to doing some of these, I was like, oh, I'll just bash it out. So it wasn't about doing a perfect picture. The weird thing is, when I first started doing my Inktober's and my OC-tober, I'd get like draw it and then get really tired and need a sleep. So I don't know what that was about, but I eventually didn't need to have the sleep. But then I'd sort of get nauseous in my tummy after I'd done the OC-tobers, but I don't know what that was about either. So day 16 is this one, and it's a cardboard cutout of Freud and a girl with the magnifying glass. I don't know where these pictures came from. I didn't decide them. They just told me to draw them. So, oh yeah, I didn't actually go to that wedding. So yeah, you know that outfit on one of my other videos, I was going to go to the wedding, but it's just too stressful. So I hope the wedding goes all nice, but I can still use the outfit. I know this is tangent. Anyway, this is day 7 and day 8. So she's like drawing a cat face on here, and then this person is holding up the mirror. I can't explain why they're doing this stuff, because I don't know why. They're just the things that came into my head. So this is just what I do. I hope you can see. I hope I'm showing you everything properly. So, and then this page, we have day 9 here as somebody on a seat, and it's like the putting the heels of their shoes on the edge. I like doing that myself. I like putting the heels of my shoes on, like so it connects to some sort of edge, and then the feeling of the gap where the heel is connected to an edge of something. It's fun. And then this person is like doing a sort of Mission Impossible kind of thing. I don't know. Then this is day 11, and this person is like just really, really angry. And it's just like the really angry feeling. So, and then this one is when he first wanted to be drawn. He's really, 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 really shy, so he don't want to come out from the inside world onto the paper. So he stood right by the edge so he can duck back. But he got more confident later on. And this is day 19 and 20, and this is the girl, and she's like busy, 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 and she's got all these bits of paper she's doing because she's got all these plans just throwing him at him, and he's got to hold all these papers because she's busy, 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 and he always has a plaid shirt on. And then this is day 30 when I was really upset. So I guess, and this is a hoodie person who doesn't like showing their face, and they're like, no. So this one is day 13, and I thought I wanted to do this, but then I also wanted to do this person. This came out, but I also wanted to draw about earwax, because it was because I had my ear was feeling full of wax, and it just made me think, what if there was like little men who went into your ear and sort of mined out the earwax, and like coal mine, except it was the wax mines. So I drew that, and it says it was a hard day in the earwax mines. So I wanted to draw that, but I also knew I draw OC. So that I combined it into one picture. Then there's this guy, the Scottish guy. He's always got a kilt on, and then the little girl, and she's always got a teddy bear. And because the guy in the plaid shirt, it seems, goes hangs out with the older girl, who's younger than him, and the Scottish guy always hangs out with the little girl who likes teddy bears, and he's got a kilt on and a t-shirt. And then day 15 was this, and it just appeared, and it's just like really looking at you, basically you not looking at my picture. So yeah. And this day 18, this is the little girl, and she's got the biggest teddy bear ever because she loves teddy bears, and she wears dungas. I asked her what she wanted to wear, and she wanted to wear dungas and have plaids. And then this guy is the first time I drew the Scottish guy, I think, and he's not doing Scottish dancing, he's just doing like one of them cool twirl things, and this is how it came out. So yeah. Then this guy, and he's got like really, really hairy legs, built, but he's like that. Because I was having a shower and I saw myself glance at myself in the mirror with messy hair and everything, and then I had the idea to draw him. And then there's day 24 and day 25, and it's the older girl and the plaid shirt boy, and they're playing gladiators, and he's dressed in kitchen foil, and he's fighting a stuffed lion, and he's got a cardboard sword, and then she's doing the banner that says, because we've drawn out the words gladiators and just painting over the letters. Day 26, and he's the Scottish guy, and he's having some cheese puffs, and he's thrown one up in the air, and he's going to catch it in his mouth. So that's day 26. Day 27 and day 28. Little girls playing with the cobble box, and he's making paper chains. So he's got all the stops for the paper chains and the glue stick and the scissors. Then day 29, hoodie person, and just playing a game. I guess that's a Nintendo DS, just playing a game on the Nintendo. And then day 31, I drew this one because they're like the Scottish guy and plaid shirt guy, and they're celebrating that we finished drawing OC-tober. So I think, yeah. So those are my drawings for OC-tober. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. So thank you for watching. Yay!